Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lady Nyca, and with a little church info. Child, a church news, honey. Well, girl, let me tell you what happened. Hinn has shook the tables of the church, okay? He done shook the world. He, this week, renounced his selling of God's blessing. Yes, he did. Hinn said he done with the prosperity gospel, but long-time observers are not ready to take his word for it. Hinn has been a leading proponent of prosperity gospel theology since the 1980s, teaching that God rewards active faith with wealth and healing. But on September the 2nd, this all changed. During his 3-hour and 50-minute weekly broadcast, Hinn said he changed. I'm correcting my own theology, and you need to all know it, the evangelist told his audience and those watching online. The blessings of God are not for sale, and the miracles are not for sale, and the prosperity is not for sale. That's what Hinn said. He said he now believes such give to get theology is offensive to God. He specifically said the practice of asking for seed money, where the televangelists tell the people that God would bless them if they give a specific dollar amount. Hinn himself has done this numerous times, promising God would give material blessings in exchange for a gift of $1,000. On Monday, he said he wouldn't do it anymore. I think that giving has become such a gimmick. It's making me sick to my stomach, and I've been sick for a while. I just couldn't say it. But now the lid is off. I've had it, and you know why. I don't want to get to heaven and be rebuked. Well, some of the Christians that watched him closely, however, viewed the apparent renunciation with skepticism. While they want to be open to the possibility of true repentance and says God could have changed Hinn's heart, they're waiting for some evidence of this transformation. I think time will tell whether this is a minor correction, something for publicity, or the beginning of a new trajectory toward greater maturity, says Charles Self, a professor of church history at the Assemblies of God Theological Seminary. I'm taking a wait-and-see perspective because we've been down this road before with Hinn. That's right, family. He rejected prosperity gospel for the first time in the late 1980s, then again in the early 1990s. There were reports at that time that he had really changed, and he went on to preach prosperity again. Hinn has also ventured on orthodox descriptions of Trinity, but corrected his theology when criticism got to be too much. He joined the Assemblies of God for a while, accepting the oversight of the Pentecostal denomination, but then separated and went back on his own. His financial practices has also been investigated twice by the federal government. The U.S. Senate launched an investigation of Hinn along with Joyce Meyer, Kenneth Copeland, Creflo Dollar, Paula White, and Eddie Long back in 2007. The Senate Finance Committee was shocked by the lavish lifestyles of the American prosperity preachers and expressed concerns that the IRS wasn't doing its job enforcing existing rules against the excessive compensations of leaders of religious nonprofits. Hinn, according to some estimates, was receiving tens of millions of dollars in donations every year. Now, he told ABC Nightline in 2009 that his salary was over $500,000 annually, and the exact figure is unknown. Hinn's televangelist organization is registered as a church, so it doesn't have to report any financial information to the IRS. The Senate investigation faced sharp criticism from a number of Christian groups. James Dobson's Alliance Defense Fund, now the Alliance Defending Freedom Fund, the National Religious Broadcasters, and Christianity Today were a few who had some issues with the Senate investigation. The investigation ended in 2011 with no definitive findings. Hinn's ministry, unlike some of the others, cooperated with investigators and was praised for it. Grassley's office said that the investigation was successful despite its lack of finding because Hinn was instituting reforms without waiting for the committee to complete its review. According to the senator's official statement, self-reform can be faster and more effective than government regulation. It is not clear whether there was any self-reform, though. Hinn's ministry is not accountable to any outside group. Hinn's ministry came under investigation again in 2007. The IRS raided the televangelist headquarters in Grapevine, Texas. The agents had search warrants saying that there was probable cause to believe that there would find evidence of tax evasion and general fraud against the government in the ministry's office. A spokesperson for the IRS told the agency cannot legally confirm or deny whether that investigation is ongoing. Neither Hinn nor his spokesperson could be reached for comment as early as Friday. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. I've always side-eyed prosperity preaching because I remember, if I'm not mistaken, in the Bible, Jesus came in and turned over the tables of people who were selling and receiving goods at the church door. I have never read in the Bible where God said, if I give him, this preacher, $1,000, he gonna overlook everybody else and come knock at my door and bless me abundantly. I ain't never been a believer in that. Now, I understand that church is a business now, and that's the problem. When it started being more about the coins than it was about saving souls, that's where the problem began. This is one big organization. This is money. And although I don't really believe Benny Hinn has turned over a new leaf, my question is, what is prompting him to do this every couple of years? Because remember, in the article, it says he did it in the late 80s, again in the 90s. And now here we are and about to hit 2020, and he done hit us with it again. Do you believe that he's done asking for money in return, telling people God's going to bless them abundantly? Now I understand that you do have to provide. I understand the church is a foundation. It's a building. Somebody got to pay for the lights to stay on. Somebody got to pay for the gas to stay on. Somebody got to pay for all of the upkeep of the church. But the way I have a problem when I look at pastors who's supposed to be there for the people, lead their churches every Sunday in the most lavish cars and go lay up in these multi-million-dollar mansions, and they got people in the congregation suffering. I done seen it firsthand, which is part of the reason why I do not care for church like that anymore. See, church in my heart, and I learned that. But I don't understand. I'm lost. I've always been lost to that. I don't understand. I just don't understand. I just don't understand that. I've never understood how these people can live so well. Yet people within their own congregation, who these people I've seen people give their car note money. I done seen people give a mortgage money to these people. And I just can't, I don't understand it, because we're supposed to put our faith in no man. This man is telling you if you give, you going to be blessed abundantly. But you got a foreclosure notice coming. You got cutoff notices in you. And the thing about it is, a lot of these churches, when they get all this money, they got little programs where they so-called help the community, but a vast majority of these people, the money is going into a select few people's pocket. And I just couldn't stand up before people every single day, every single Sunday, and preach a word to them, what's supposed to be a word from God, and constantly take from them people. It's a scam. I guess I might as well say it because I didn't say it enough anyway. It's a scam to me. They scamming the people. Very few of them really do anything to help the community, much less their congregations. They do just enough so that they can be seen more and grab more people to believe what's coming out their mouth. And I'm not here for it. That's the reason why I don't fool with prosperity preachers. I've always been against them because God ain't never told you to go out and get folks to give you all their money to the point where they're in destitute situations and he gonna bless them. And nah, all you doing is being con. And I ain't here for the con game. I don't like that. What really was my breaking point was when I was sitting in here in a church. And I knew this lady was going through something. We all did. The church I'm like, y'all know this lady got these kids. Her house burnt down. Oh, yes. But I didn't see the church do a whole lot. I saw them people get that lady an envelope one Sunday. And she's friends with someone I'm really good friends with. So when they gave her that envelope and gave her that prayer that Sunday, I was under the impression that they gave this woman at least that whole offering, right? I later came to find out only a few days later that lady had only received $400. Now you got 6 kids. Your house burnt down. This church, with all this fancy equipment up in here, pastor and first lady be dressed to the guards every Sunday, driving these fancy cars. We all know where he stay at. And all they could get that lady was a couple of $100. When I sat here every Sunday that I attended, saw her and her children pile in on the pew, and every time the collection play, by the way, it usually goes around at least 4 times in the morning service, okay? I ain't never check out that evening service, but that morning service, they got 4 good little collection plates going around, okay? And I see this lady would constantly donate. I done seen where, y'all ever been in church where they say, they collect the money, they count it, and then they realize they ain't got enough, and they come back and ask people to dig a little deeper. And they tell you that if you dig a little deeper, God gonna bless you a little deeper, okay? I seen this lady get up and go up there and put money in the little pot again. I've seen her do that on more than one occasion. So when it became her time of need, I was confused. I was told that she didn't get nothing but a couple of $100 and a voucher to go over to the Salvation Army, and they would give her some, stuff for the house. Because she had got her a different apartment. She was able to do that, and she just didn't have anything in it. So they gave her a voucher from the Salvation Army to go over to one of their thrift stores. And I think to get, maybe a couple of $100 worth of items for our home in there. Possibly beds and stuff like that. What I saw was the community help her more than the church did. The very church that she sat in every single day, that I see every single Sunday. I know I used to be a faithful goer, so I seen her. She was always there. If a car break down, she came on the church bus. And that's what she was given. Yet, 2 months later, when it was past her anniversary, oh baby, pastor announced he was retiring from his job. And the church gave even more. Now, they already living in luxury. They living in a very, 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 very nice neighborhood. What some of us in the African community like to call the good white folk community. That's what they say there. Children went to the good private school, white folk school. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't about racism here. This is about pay attention to what's going on before your eyes. Just like back in the day, there were those vendors that would go town to town with their horse and wagons and sell different potions. And if you take this potion, it's going to make your knees not have pain anymore. If you take this potion, you won't have headaches anymore. If you take this potion, God would have blessed you with an abundance of children, because you have been barren for years and you nearing your stage in life where you won't be able to do it. So you'd have been praying to God, and you believe he sent this salesman to your town to sell you this potion that's going to get you with cheer. Like I said, the church is a business. And it's one that can be quite disappointing sometimes, but it is what it is. I've never been a proponent for prosperity preaching. In fact, I speak against it. Because I just don't think that God would anoint you to come into a congregation of people, and instead of leading and uplifting them, you playing them, you gooping them for their coins. You around here living like a king and a queen in a royal palace, but some of your congregation barely can make rent, barely got food in their pocket. Money in their pocket to take care of their families, because they're giving you everything. I got a problem with that. So do I believe Benny Hinn has given a prosperity preacher? Hell to the no. But if he is, then I'm glad he finally got the message before it was too late. Because let's not act like he ain't no spring chicken. Okay? But I don't believe that he renounced it. I think it's good that he's talking about it, because it might reach somebody else's heart that is doing the exact same thing, taking advantage of their congregation. But I don't think that he's done. See, the reason why is because Benny Hinn has become accustomed to a lifestyle. And for him to go on the straight and narrow like that, it's going to cut into his funding. And I believe the word says it's not money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of it. See, people worship money more than they do anything else in this life. And I don't understand how, but they do. Y'all ever got some of these aromatherapy candles? Child got me on nasty aromatherapy candles. But anyway, I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I think it's some foolishness. But I would like to believe that he is actually going to denounce this and stay in it. But I'm more like his constituents that say, we're going to wait and see. Because I don't believe that he is completely done with that. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. You're not going they get comfortable, y'all. I'm telling you get comfortable in a situation like that, you really it take a lot for you to really change and be able to walk away. Now, I ain't saying he going to walk away, but if he is denouncing prosperity preaching, that's going to cut into his money. How long you think that's going to last when he done tried it 2 times before? I don't know. I don't believe it. But then again, I got a lot of grievances with the church, but that's a video for a whole separate day. I just wanted to come in and talk about my thoughts on this whole Benny Hinn situation, because it's, child, boy, that church thing. Y'all get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Do you believe that Benny Hinn is done with prosperity preaching? Do you think that he really done after I've just told you that and I'll put an article down at the bottom in the pinned comment so you can go over there and read it for yourself. Read that whole article and let me know what y'all think about it. And in closing, as always, remember the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please rate the video. Ratings, despite what you hear, do get us recognized on these streets, okay? Comment down below in the panel. I want to know what y'all think about Pastor Benny. And if you have not subscribed to my channel today for the free 99, please hit the subscribe button. Also tap your notification bell button so that each and every time I go live from this channel or upload, you will be notified. Peace.